Hello, welcome back to Trailer Trash. Today's trailer we're going to watch is called The War Between the Land and the Sea. I sure wonder what it's about. Let's check it out.
The tides have drawn us together. We could make a difference, you and I. End the conflict between our species before it's too late.
So this is what, Avatar with mer people? Whatever happened to that Little Mermaid movie? That weird like horror movie? But it was also a romance? Remember that one? That one just kind of clicked in my head. Whatever, would that one show up? Where'd that one show? Is that one in theaters? Probably not.
I don't know why you chose me for any of this.
You have to stop!
Will you trust me, Barclay?
Disney Plus even. It's almost hard to see with the early thumb. Man, you guys really don't know how these work, do you? Yeah, these are supposed to come up now, not while the trailer's still showing. Anyway, Disney Plus. Did it say BBC? Did I see BBC in there? Disney Plus presents a BBC. Sorry, I'm mature. A BBC production. Again, I wish I could see it. It's fucking... Yeah, BBC presents with Disney Plus. How strange. It does not look like either BBC or a Disney production. If I'd known any better, I would say this was like a fan trailer that they just threw in like a company. You know how they do that sometimes? They'll just be like, Paramount presents something I made up in my bedroom at 2 a.m. after drinking heavily. You know, those kind of trailers. No, I mean, it looks coherent. It looks like an actual movie, but it's... See, it's the weird thing where it's like, I appreciate new original ideas, but the presentation has to be... It still has to, like, grip me somehow. It still has to look interesting in some way, shape, or form. This does not. And I already made the Avatar comparison. Like, a man who cavorts with another species that mankind doesn't understand or appreciate, and he's the one who has to go in and save the day and, you know, make them all be peaceful with his BBC. Yeah, we've seen it before, you know. Even when Avatar came out, everybody was like, oh, it's Pocahontas with aliens. That kind of shit. But I don't know, maybe there's something unique there. Maybe there's some new interesting twists. Maybe he fails and the entire underwater population gets wiped out by mankind, or vice versa even. Who knows? But, you know, you don't see it in the trailer, so you just get the kind of basic premise, and it's... Especially when it's the war between the land and the sea, and yet a lot of these shots, I can't help but notice... is like government buildings. This guy's in court, you know, like, ooh, how exciting. what one hell of a war we got going on here. Court scenes and bullshit. I don't know, something about larva. Maybe she's pregnant with his spawn, and those are his babies. They're gonna bring peace. Man and mer person hybrid. Then that'd just be a mer person. Anyway, let's check out the comments. Top comment: everyone can hate or like this, but I'm gonna watch this because there hasn't been a spinoff since Class failed, and I want something like Sarah Jane Adventures. Maybe this could be that, or open the door to that. I don't know what you're talking about. Since Class failed? What's Class? Sarah Jane Adventure? I don't know what any of these things are. Top comment, though. There you are. Now, this is an interesting comment. Where did Naga start? Was it in Warcraft, or did Blizzard just steal that as well? It's, Hindu? Shit, where did the Naga start? Yeah, fish people. That was some Eastern mythology. Well, and I feel like also mer people is kind of a West, like a European mythology too somewhere. I mean, mermaids were started not by the Hindu. I mean, maybe Hindu sailors, but I think it was mostly European sailors. Yeah, that's a good question. But no, Warcraft, Blizzard stole most of their ideas from other things. I mean, see, it's funny how the conversation sort of shifted throughout. You get me into topics like Blizzard and Star Wars, and I can go on forever, right? But no, before it was like, oh, Blizzard took ideas from and were inspired from Tolkien and Warhammer and all that shit. But now because Blizzard sucks, it's, oh, Blizzard steals from everything, yada yada. You know, it's funny how that works. Oh, here we go. Shape of Water 2.0, crying emoji. But then you have Waterworld, the second wave, or Splash 2, sideways, crying emoji. Why is there a difference? Good new action movie on Disney Plus. Thank you, robot. Here's a reply, though. It's a 5-episode series. It's a spin-off of Doctor Who? BBC. Is it really? Is it fucking really a spin-off of... Where was that? We're doing spin-offs of Doctor Who now, huh? We're going the Star Wars route with Doctor Who. Does Disney have a foothold on Doctor Who? Because it's kind of the same idea where they keep... Well, I mean, the idea between Doctor Who has always been they reinvent it and everything, right? But now it's like, we're going to reinvent it, but we're going to introduce concepts that are going to have their own shows and their own movies. Like, I'm pretty sure Doctor Who hasn't done anything like that before. It's unfortunate. Looks awful and uninteresting, and that doesn't even take into account that it's supposedly a spin-off of The Corpse, formerly known as Doctor Who. Pass. Damn. Reply says... I'll watch, but only because I'm addicted to Doctor Who, despite how Disney is trying so very, very, very hard to screw it up. Disney does have a foothold. What the fuck, man? Why, Disney? Why do you have to ruin everything? Oh, God. It's weird that it's BBC, because I guess it's just when BBC does sci-fi, it just doesn't come across as British. You know, you watch stuff on BBC, and it feels like that... a product of that network. You know what I'm saying? Like, mainly because they have the same fucking people on everything. Jimmy Carr, that one guy who I love. You know, I recently rewatched Black's Books, I think it's just Black Books. Really good show. But yeah, it's got all the same people, you know, same comedians and everything. But then when they do like mysteries or drama, it's still... You know, you got your Bilbo Baggins and Benedict Cumberbatches and all this and all this show. But, you know, so it seems familiar. It seems like, oh, this is British. I just from a glance, British. Didn't get that from this, though, which is weird because, again, product of British Broadcasting Channel, conglomerate, whatever it stands for. The big black channel. Yeah, it's I don't feel classic, typical. How many times am I going to say BBC in this video? You know, that it doesn't feel like that. I don't know, that's just what I get from it. It feels off, even not as that, right? Like I was blown away by the Disney Plus because it didn't seem like a Disney product either. Like, where's the insane amount of CG? Where's the ridiculous cast of characters? It looks so tame and normal. Maybe that's the British side of it. They're just like, you know, let's try to tone things down a bit and make it watchable for once. But yeah, just a little mix of those two things though, and it just doesn't. It's this. It's so bland looking. Again, could be cool, could be interesting. You know, the comments seem mixed between the two. But yeah, trailer, it's not a good trailer. The end.